Weapons is the second feature from Cregger that he wrote and directed, just like his first, Barbarian. So when all but one child from the same class mysteriously vanish on the same night at exactly the same time, a community is left questioning who or what is behind their disappearance. And before we get into the rest of the video, I want to give a special thank you to the sponsor, Sony. The 65-inch Sony Bravia 8 Mark II is an amazing TV. It's their flagship QD OLED for 2025 and a pinnacle of Sony TV technology. It has incredible brightness with a 50% increase from the previous Bravia 8 model. It has an XR processor with AI technology that intelligently enhances every scene in real time, boosting color, contrast, and clarity. It also has Acoustic Surface Audio Plus. The screen is the speaker, precise sound placement, and acoustic center sync. An XR Triluminos Max. You can see billions of accurate real-world colors with this and the QD OLED panel. So thanks so much to Sony Electronics for sponsoring this video. Check out the all-new 65-inch Bravia 8 2 TV and Bravia Theater System 6 at the link below in the description. Definitely check out that link in the description below. This is really incredible technology that is going to enhance anyone's media room. Barbarian was definitely a breath of fresh air. It flashed back and forward, had a non-linear structure. Our expectations were subverted almost constantly with that movie, and so naturally I was very excited to see what he would do with a second film in a much bigger budget. Similar to Barbarian, Weapons is also structured in a very unique way. We follow multiple POVs, and it's not just that we have a lot of characters in this town. We are with them solely for portions of the story that are sectioned off like chapters of a book. Through some of those POVs, we'll see characters that we will later follow doing something that seems incidental, and later we realize that that had a lot more meaning than we thought. This is a fun way of telling a story that I think always makes me think, because you can have a plot that is fairly simple and straightforward, but the structure is what's so interesting about it, and it forces you to think differently about story, similar to the movie Strange Darling. It's also one of the most effective ways to subvert audience expectations, like he did with Barbarian, because you can show something and have it feel completely right as you have just depicted it. And it works for the story. But as you begin to see that event through different POVs, suddenly things feel very different. First and foremost, this is a very creepy movie. The images of these children fleeing their homes in the middle of the night and running through the streets are eerie. And of the multiple storylines we're presented with, I found myself most interested in Julia Garner as the teacher of that class and Josh Brolin as the father of one of the children who disappeared. There are quite a bit of other POVs, some of them more interesting than others, all of them adding a lot of weight to the story, and some of them adding a lot of humor to the story. There's one that we follow who's potentially homeless, definitely addicted to drugs, likes breaking into houses and cars and selling iPods to pawn shops. But there's also a lot of imagery in the movie, especially towards the end, that could evoke horror, and in some cases does, but is also very, very funny and humorous, because the absurdity of what Cregger is showing us, you can't ignore it. You kind of have to laugh, and he is inviting you to. Everyone is extremely good in the movie, but I was very impressed with Amy Madigan, who I haven't really seen for a while. She's in one of my favorite movies of all time, Field of Dreams. And this performance is a very unique one for her and something I have never seen her do. The movie also does a fantastic job with dream sequences, because Cregger smartly lets you know that you're in a dream very early in the middle of these scenes, so they don't feel like fake outs. And now you get to kind of have fun exploring a dream that is so unnerving and bothersome, and yet you're aware of it, so you're not expecting to be ripped out of it and suddenly brought back to reality. You know that what you're seeing isn't real, and it allows Cregger to just have so much fun with these really amazing sequences. There are a few things about the, I'll say, mythology that do feel a little open-ended and not entirely explored, but the film is so well helmed that I'm assuming that Cregger knows exactly the meaning behind certain things that take place. But I also think that it could be the type of thing that on second viewing I get a lot more out of. Weapons really is an excellent modern horror film, because it also feels very much like a thriller drama. You have multiple people who are all trying to figure out what happened to their children. In some ways it feels a little bit like Prisoners, in other ways it feels like Zodiac, but it also feels very much like a Cregger movie, because this is his second film in a row where he has taken a story that could be told in a very straightforward way and he's broken up the structure to make it more fascinating. That might rub some people the wrong way if you're expecting the type of reveal that will absolutely blow your mind based off of the way the film is structured. But if you just want to watch an exceptionally acted and extremely well shot horror film, I think you're going to have a great time with Weapons. Guys, thank you so much as always for watching. Look forward to more videos very soon, and if you like this, you can click right here and get Stuckmanized.